What's up, you guys? It's PPG here, and we are with a very decorated player in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. His name is Ruben. Ruben, what have you done?
So my name's Ruben Penaranda, like Travis just said. I've topped one YCS, 2 ARGs, and Nats this past year. I topped 32 Dallas with Spiral, Nats with a 60 card Goki, and I got top 8 at ARG Orlando 2 years in a row.
And what's your age?
I'm 18 years old.
Just turned, okay, perfect. So young guy, doing really good in the game right now. What deck you're gonna show us right now?
So I'm about to show you the deck I've been playing for the last couple weeks. It's going second Sky Striker, like I just did at the ARG. It's pretty good. There's a couple changes to the deck. So this is what I'm gonna show you guys today.
And is this what you're gonna play at the PPG Tour?
This is what I think I'm gonna play. It's a very consistent deck. There's really basically no issues with it. It's pretty sound, and this is what I feel I'm gonna be the most comfortable with.
And why do you want to go to the PPG Tour?
So the PPG Tour is one of the best events you could actually ever go to because of it allows you to compete with some of the best players in the world all in one spot, which a lot of YCSs do, but you don't get to play against many of them. You get to maybe play against one good player or two. Here you getting really the bang for your buck because you get to test as much with the best players in the world. Along with, you don't have to deal with any store credit or anything like that when it comes to prizing or getting a PlayStation or something like that. You're getting cold hard cash, which is something that I think the Yu-Gi-Oh community really deserves for prize support. Along with that, you don't have anything like ARGs where you get to see deck lists in top 16 or top 32, and you still get to roll the die roll to see who goes first. It no longer matters about seeding. So it doesn't matter if you go undefeated or you get the last place when it comes to topping, you still have a fighting chance. It's not like when you get last place at an ARG and you basically know your chances are out because you have to go second games 1. And then if you lose game 1, you're gonna have to go second game 3. So like this, it makes it a lot more fair. It gives you perfect practice for YCSs and just keeps everything going.
All right, so we'll go straight into the deck list, and then you'll tell us your thoughts about what you're gonna play, or maybe this is something you keep playing at the end.
Yeah, all right. So to start off, obviously, you have 3 Ray, Heart and Soul of the deck. Like I said, this is going second. There's gonna be a lot of hand traps in here. So I'm gonna start with 3 Ash. This card is essentially mandatory in every deck. And then 3 Ogre. This personal preference, it sucks versus Thunder Dragon, but versus every other matchup, it's at least average. And I think you need it versus the mirror match and versus combo decks to Ghost Ogre or Summon Sorcerers, which I think is very much a problem. Even though it only hits maybe 1 or 2 cards, I think it makes its way into the main deck because of that and how strong it is. The next card is pretty obvious. 3 Engage. 3 Widow Anchor. Never want to play any less than these cards unless you're forced to by the ban list. Since it's going second, I don't want to lose to any random floodgates, so 3 Twin Twister, especially playing against Altergeist or anything like that. I just want to make sure I'm good. Going second versus the mirror match, I want to get those pesky Widow Anchors out of the way. After that, for the more Sky Striker spells, 2 Multi-Roll and 2 Field Spell. A lot of people like to play 3 and 3, or 2 and 3, or 3 and 2. 2 and 2 is correct. You never want to see them in multiples, but you don't always want to have to be searching them off Engage or during the end phase with Shizuku. So I think this is the most ideal number, and to go with the 2 Field Spell, 2 Terraforming. Yeah, it kind of sucks drawing it versus Thunder Dragon, but at least you know when you're not playing against Thunder Dragon, you're getting the extra spell in the graveyard. The change from the ARG is I took out one of the Mind Controls from the main deck and I threw it in the side deck. So only 2 Mind Controls. I noticed that it was clunking a lot. And yeah, as much as you want to see this card, you never really want to see it in multiples unless you're trying to actually go for a game and set up a Boral Sword play. So besides that, it's still a really strong card. It's always great to top deck versus the Thunder Dragon deck or the mirror match. The engine that people are straying away from now is Foolish Burial Goods. I like this over Desires because I don't want to banish my resources, and this just gets me a guaranteed 2 spells, and if I have a raid, 3 spells versus the Thunder Dragon deck to make my Widow Anchors get their extra effect to steal them so I can link away their monsters. For the 1 of Sky Striker spells, you have Shark Cannon. Some people are straying away from this card. Afterburner. This card's amazing. Jamming Wave. A lot of people don't play this card. I don't know why. It's amazing. It gets rid of any threat that you cannot target or anything like that. There's times where I just pop my own Metaphos Fusion to get rid of a monster. It's really good. People just underestimate how good it is. Obviously, 1 Hornet Drones. Would play more if I could. And the Lonely Ego Booster. I don't know why people play more of this. I think it's incorrect. Any of these 1-ofs are perfect because you can see them as much as possible because you can just reuse them with Kagari, and you get at least 2 uses out of them because of multi-roll, so there's no reason to play multiples of any of these. Then the obvious 1-ofs, you have Rhoda, Metaphos Fusion, and I'm gonna get so much hate for this, but I'm playing Upstart in a 42 card deck. The reason is it's a spell card and it just gets me one card deeper. Obviously I sided out game 3 when I'm going close into time, but I just want the extra spell in there. So if I see my hand and I open Foolish Burial Goods, Engage, Upstart, I know I have my 3 spells in the grave already, so makes it pretty strong. I know a lot of people will not like this logic, but I still think it's correct. And then to finish off with the rest of the hand traps, it was 3 impermanents. This card is Unnecessary Evil. The card's very good versus the combo decks, but I think it's very mediocre versus control decks. It only helps versus control decks when you shut down one of their spells and traps, but you need it versus Thunder Dragon so you can play. And then the spicy tech that everyone hates playing me against for. I main deck 3 evenly matches. This was the biggest change. I was having issues with my side deck and fitting everything, so I just wanted to make sure I had a blowout card versus every matchup. I don't think there's any matchup that wants to get even lead right now. Versus Altergeist, the mirror match, Thunder Dragons, any deck makes a big board game 1 thinking, oh, I'm safe, they don't have evenly in their deck. Well, guess not. I'm going to go into the battle phase, take away all your cards, then Widow Anchor, Afterburner, the last problem, and clear your whole board, leave you with 1 or 2 cards, and then just control the game from there. Very strong card, no one really expects it, so it's great. Going on into the extra deck, obviously, PPG Tour Field Center, best field center out there. Anyone can argue against that, but they're wrong. So start off with Omega, still play Gamma in the side deck, so I think this card is very needed. There's sometimes you want to hold the Gamma until your turn, so you get more value out of it, especially if you open multiple hand traps. 3, 6, 9 Sky Striker, extra deck monsters. Any less is incorrect, I don't care what anyone says. Then the utilities, Phoenix, Unicorn, and Grisu. I think these should be in every extra deck. Maybe an Ingrisu can be a flex spot, but besides that, every extra deck should be playing all 3 of these cards. They have so much utility, just getting rid of back row, Unicorn essentially being the new Castel of the format, and Ingrisu just being a pseudo Ignister. People undervalue how good this card is, it's ridiculous. And then the last 2 cards, obviously, Boral Sword, and my favorite card in this deck, Bomber Dragon. If you've ever seen me play this deck, you know I like to end Bomber Dragon as much as possible because this card single-handedly wins matchups. It doesn't matter what deck you're playing against. If it's the mirror match, Thunder Dragon, Altergeist, this card is just a problem. You can just set it up with a multi-roll if you have a Token Summoner or a Shark Cannon, and then you have an Eagle Booster to go with it. You basically ensure game next turn because you're going to blow up their board, you're going to protect your Bomber Dragon and swing for 3k the next turn, and at that point they should be dead with a couple Hayate pokes. So that's pretty much it for the deck list. The side I'm going to keep a little secret to this weekend. You guys, hope you guys love the deck profile. It was great. As you can see down here, we have the awesome incentives you get for pre-registering for the PPG Tour. The Field Center, like you guys saw, we have the PPG dice, which are amazing for anyone that doesn't really have dice or has them and wants to upgrade to cooler dice. Obviously, the PPG lanyard. So this lanyard is pretty cool. It's not like the typical Konami ones. I like the colors personally because I'm a big fan of gold and black. So that's the one I'm personally going to be using for all my stuff. Like I said, I'm going to be at the PPG Tour this weekend. Hopefully I get to see the rest of you guys there and you guys enjoy.
All right, thank you so much. And remember, you guys, this is a cash tournament. So instead of just a PS4 or an Xbox, you're going to actually get cash and you can buy whatever you want with cash. Not like having a console, a prize card, etc.
Yeah, this cash is going to be useful, whether it's helping pay back for the expenses of the trip or anything like that. A PS4 doesn't pay for a hotel room. It doesn't pay for a flight. Cash does.
So if you guys want any questions answered, you can comment down below. We're going to have a link to all this information. And have a great day, you guys.